Good morning, everybody. This is Pastor Rick, Broadman Baptist Church, and this is the Broadman Word for Monday, April 1st, 2024. It is the day after Easter, and I've titled today, The Monday After. I'm just going to share some thoughts with you today. We don't have a particular biblical reference to go over. It's a concept. And with so much going on in our society, so many events, so many things, so much to grab our attention and our calendars, Easter, unfortunately, falls into the category of holidays. It can, if we're not careful, become just another holiday, just another gathering, another get-together with family and friends, another cookout or whatever it is you do, Easter egg hunts and the like. And the whole purpose of Easter can get lost. It can be quickly moved to the background if we don't keep it in the forefront. It will simply fade away, and the more distance that there is between Easter and whatever day we're in, the more faded into the background the purpose of Easter and the celebration, what it is we celebrate, can fade away until the next time. And then we get all jazzed up about it, and we have no more events, but then that's it. And it's really not the purpose of an Easter celebration to simply have a day where we recognize the victory of Jesus over even death, the culmination of coming true, what he said he could do, having the power he said that he had, being who he said he was, and the marvelousness of that moment when he walked out of the tomb. That's all really big stuff. It was earth-shattering stuff. The death of Christ literally split time. Our calendar now is based on AD, which is after the time of Jesus. So his death and resurrection literally split time into before him and after him. That's how massive the event was. And it is now for us to carry on his ministry. He was with us for a time after he rose from the grave to belay all doubts that he was in fact who he said he was, and that what he said would happen had in fact happened. But then it was time for him to go. It was time for him to go be with the Father. His work, his purpose on earth was complete. Ours is not. And so we need to be Easter people. We need to have the resurrected newness, the resurrected life that Jesus had when he rose from the tomb. It needs to be a core principle of our ministry. It needs to be core to who we are. It needs to be utmost on our mind, and it needs to be a source of strength and inspiration that gives us a focus and a stick-to-itiveness about moving our own crosses forward, moving further down our walk, moving the good purposes of God's kingdom forward each and every day. We can't do that if we let the resurrection just sort of fade off into the background, something that gets mentioned in a sermon here or there, and then obviously something that becomes quite massive around Easter time, Holy Week. That's not going to work. It's too much time, and it doesn't keep your heart in the right place. It doesn't keep our focus properly placed where it will do us some good. where we will be able to move in the manner which God intended us to move, to accomplish and to live out the life that God intended us to live, to be the people that God intended us to be. We have to live a resurrected life. We have to be Easter people. So that means today and all the days after, we can't simply treat Easter like a holiday. It was too massive, it was too important, it is too central to the mission of the church to move the gospel forward, to let it just simply fade off into the background until next Easter. We can't do that. It doesn't do us personally any good. In fact, it will hamper our walk, make it more difficult for us to go through difficult times and persecutions and illnesses and all the other things of this world that we will have to deal with at some point. If Easter isn't forefront, if you're not living resurrected, that doesn't produce the kind of relationship or the kind of witness that would allow you to go through the trials of life with the kind of grace and witness necessary to make the most impact on the people around you. Everybody understands difficult times and illnesses and death, physical death. But what they don't understand is a Christian going through those things with the love of Christ and with the grace that we have that others don't. And when that is displayed, we make the greatest impact for the kingdom that we can. But that doesn't happen if we don't have a resurrection mindset, if we don't have the resurrection properly placed in our walk, if the resurrected Christ is not forefront in our minds and being used as strength and inspiration to move forward, our witnesses are not going to be what they could be for sure, and perhaps completely muted by the nonsense of the world. And that's a real shame. So I want to encourage you today to not let Easter go. Be and live an Easter life. Be and live a resurrected life. And let that show to all that you encounter, and so that they might understand that you're different, that you're set apart, you don't live the life that they live, and perhaps that'll be enough to cause them to open the door just a little bit to find out why and to find out how they can have this joy and peace and how they can live this different life. Then you might just have a way to bring them before God for Him to put His hand on their life. And how amazing would that be? That is what Jesus called us to do. Go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Lord. I mean, that's it. Some people call it the Great Commission. It is the ministry of reconciliation. No matter what you want to label it, it is our job. It is our one job. But like every job, there's a genesis, and for us, it's the resurrected Christ. So listen, brothers and sisters, I love you, and I encourage you to not put Easter in the background or in the bucket with all the other holidays come and gone. Take it out of there, brush it off, put it out in front of you, and when you get to it, lift it up, remember it, apply it, and then move it further down the path until you get caught up with it again, and just keep that going every day so that you could be an Easter person and that Easter doesn't suffer from the fate of all the other holidays that come and go. I'll talk to you next time.